Right. There we go. Welcome, everyone. Okay, here comes everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. As you're all filing in, know that the chat should be working. If somebody wants to jump in and try it and just make sure you can chat, please feel free to drop questions or comments directly into the chat. There's also a Q&A box you can use. So we'll get to any of those questions, but you should have chat enabled for everyone. So great. Thanks for coming. And thank you so much to the CBIZ team for being here. All the work you've done with us. It feels like we've been one team lately. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um, Before we get started, I do want to especially thank our members as we head into renewal season. We're seeing a lot of them come through already. So thank you. If you have not yet renewed, memberships do expire on the 30th. So to keep member benefits and things flowing, if you'd renew before then, it'd be great. Um, Everything that America Outdoors does, from our advocacy and government affairs work to our education, our business resources, partnerships like we're talking about today, they are all possible because of the membership and the engagement. We do not take that support for granted, and we are grateful that you're a part of this community. So thank you.
Yeah, and
Aaron?
we are. Thank you. Hey, folks, we're particularly excited about today's announcement because it stands apart from the typical member benefit, and for us as a team, I think it represents something we take really seriously. You told us that this was a problem, that insurance was a problem, and we went to work on it. Insurance costs have been a consistent theme in member conversations for years and increasingly so. That part isn't what's new. But last year's industry trends survey, which, by the way, had a record return rate, and nearly every response flagged this. But that turned a recurring concern into what felt more like a clear directive for us as an organization. CBIZ is where that work landed, and this partnership has the potential to deliver real and material savings for AO members while connecting them with a team that truly does understand our industry. For many operations, I think the savings alone from this program could offset a significant portion of annual dues, maybe even all of it. Um, so we don't take lightly what it means to ask for your membership investment. We know it's a lot of money, but this is part of how we earn it. Um, Finally, I think what makes this program that we're going to be talking about today especially meaningful is that it exists because of you. Um, AO members have a reputation for professionalism, strong safety cultures, sound risk management practices, and operational excellence. CBIZ recognizes that, and this program reflects the strength of our membership community and of what we bring together through America Outdoors.
While we're talking about member benefits, let me jump in and just remind everyone about a few other resources that are available. Members can access preferred pricing and payment processing solutions through Path, payroll and HR services through ADP. And one of my personal favorites is Expert Voice Pro Deals, which save you a ton on all kinds of outdoor brands. And not a lot of people know that that's available to you and your entire team. So if you have guides you want to offer that to as a benefit or in-house staffing, all they need is an AO member number. So first name, last name, email address to us, and we can get them a member number under your account, and they are able to use those. So if you want to add any of those benefits, or if you have any questions about them, please reach out to us after. We're happy to help you get those set up. Um, I also want to share a couple of organizational updates. First, I'm super excited to announce that we're scheduled for next week to launch the new America Outdoors website. This should be a dream come true when it comes to accessing your resources, accessing any updates, newsletters, advocacy, event information. I cannot wait to share it with you. It's been a year and a half, almost 2 years in the making. So look forward to that next week. And then lastly, I want to just check in on 2026 conference planning. We are full speed ahead. The Education Task Force did a ton of work reviewing proposals and shaping the plan for an outstanding program. We've got a lot of like industry proven favorites coming back, and we've got really new, exciting voices coming. So we look forward to bringing everyone together in Oklahoma City. If you're not excited about that, get excited about that. The venue is awesome. The city's super walkable. It is a perfect AO location. So mark your calendars for December 8th through the 11th. That's
Yeah.
that's all I got.
And thanks to you, Karen. I mean, I hope I say it enough, but Karen has put an incredible amount of work into the website. That has been a real journey, and I've only been part of that journey for a short period. So I'm really excited about it. It looks infinitely better. It's much easier to navigate and to find the resources that Karen was talking about. I don't want to go on too long. I have a bad habit of that. But before I do hand things over, I did just want to take a minute to take a moment to thank Leslie, John, uh, and the entire CBIZ Adventure Sports team. I think their expertise in our field is a given, but what I do think is worth acknowledging is everything else around this program. So the time, the attention, and the genuine spirit of partnership they brought to the entire process. They engaged really seriously with members of our board and with myself throughout the process, and their dedication to getting this right, both for America Outdoors and for the industry, was clear from the get-go. So thank you both. Thank you all sincerely. And with that, I will pass it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. I actually, want to say the exact same thing. So repeat what you said back to to all of you. So thank you. I
All
guess
right.
let's go ahead and start the slide if you don't mind, Karen.
Yep. All right. Are we good?
We are good.
Great.
I just want to say thank you for taking your time to join with us today. I know it is an extremely busy time of year. My name is Leslie Frazee. I serve as the program manager here at CBIZ Adventure Sports Insurance Program. John O'Connor is joining me today. He leads our claims and risk management function. And we are super excited to be here with you as America Outdoors' newly endorsed partner. Luckily, today isn't about getting into the technical details or teaching insurance jargon. Instead, we really want to just walk through in plain terms what this partnership means to your business, what makes a difference, and why we became partners. Before I get into that, I really do want to start with this. I've spent a lot of time working with businesses in this outdoor space, and what's always really stood out to me about this AO community is your level of professionalism. Every day you're dealing with risk and people and responsibilities. And the way that this group approaches that with consistency and discipline and accountability is something I've always really respected. So for me, that's where this partnership is really starting. Making sure that we bring on our insurance side, making sure it reflects the level of what you're already operating at. So why this partnership matters. I think if you don't mind advancing the slide, Karen.
I think I might have screwed up the slide. Give me 1 second.
Or you can just listen to me talk.
No. There we go. Are we good now? Are you seeing what we
That
need
is
to see?
that is
Okay.
perfect. Perfect.
Thanks.
Uh-huh. So this partnership matters because it was built specifically for businesses just like yourself. AO is very intentional in finding a partner that understands the industry, the day-to-day operations, and those things include the risks that you're managing, the environments that you're working in, and the expectations that your customers have. So, like I said, CBIZ has been involved with AO for a long time, but this endorsement really formalizes that relationship. And I think the natural question that comes with that is what is different now? Um, as I said, we've always recognized the value of the AO membership, and we believed that this group is really truly operates at a high level. And so, what's different now is that we get to do something about it. So, we now have a program structure that allows us to recognize that value in a real tangible way. So just instead of being something that we really believe here internally, it's now reflected in how we get to support you. And ultimately, the goal is to be a long-term partner, bringing stability and responsiveness and real understanding of your operations. You can advance this slide, please. So what you can expect as a member, there's definitely a potential for a real financial benefit, as Aaron had mentioned. Our program offers an exclusive discount on certain core coverages, which can really help reduce the overall costs. And ideally, it does help pay for that membership going forward. I do want to say that I don't want the focus to be completely on that price because we have some other features, I guess, that we're really proud of too. But we want to make sure that we have that right combination of coverage that fits your business, service that we're being responsive, and again, the long-term stability. I think I really definitely don't want to overlook the stability. I think that's really important in the insurance marketplace and in the outdoor industry specifically too. Secondly, we are designed to be a very flexible program. So you aren't required to change who you work with. You can work directly with us here at CBIZ, or you can continue to work with your current broker and they can access our program for you. The goal is to make this accessible, not disruptive to your operations, to your business or your current relationships. We also want to make sure it's a long-term resource. So not just giving you coverage options, but we want to give you ongoing support and education and a program that will evolve as the outdoor industry does. John will speak a little bit more on those as we move forward. So from a timing standpoint, this became effective June 1st. So as your policies come up for renewal on June 1st or after that date is really when this will come into play for you as far as the discount goes. And so at this point, I'm going to turn it over to John. And really, because a big part of what's making this program unique and different is what happens after your insurance policy is placed and what we can do to help really support that.
Thanks, Leslie. Karen, if you could advance to the next slide. Perfect. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us, and thank you, Aaron and Karen, for your partnership. Want to start out talking about claims. From my perspective, this is where the true value of insurance really shows up. When something goes wrong, whether a serious injury, an incident on the water, or a lawsuit, that's when your insurance program starts to matter in a very real way to you. So these situations can affect your operations, your reputation, your bookings, and your long-term business outlook. So our approach is built around advocacy and a practical support in claims scenarios. So we're here to help you navigate through those moments with people who understand the industry and who are focused on helping you reach the best possible outcome. If you could advance the slide, please. So that starts really with litigation and defense management is one area where we've made a very deliberate investment and where we believe we're truly different in how we handle litigation. So as many of you unfortunately know, when a claim becomes a lawsuit, the defense attorney you bring can have a major impact on the outcome of that matter. Not all attorneys are the same. Someone who may be excellent in defending a slip and fall case in a retail setting or handling a medical malpractice case doesn't mean they understand the unique risks and nuances of an outdoor recreation claim. These cases involve, very specific issues, things like participant expectations, waiver language, assumption of risk, guide decisions, and environmental conditions. So that's why we've built a panel of defense attorneys who specialize in this space, a couple industry experts that are familiar to most of us, Leah Corrigan and Pete Middleton, both attorneys who we've recruited onto our defense panel. So we're very intentional about matching the right attorney to the right case, because in a catastrophic situation, that decision will significantly influence the outcome. So just as CBIZ, we are very niche focused in what we do. We expect our attorneys to bring that same level of niche expertise when they defend our clients. If you could advance the slide, please. So the other place I wanted to highlight when it comes to claims, because it's something I've heard frequently in my discussion with members, it is access. So I think one of the most frustrating aspects of handling a complex claim from you as an insured is not knowing who to call or not being able to get to the right resource when there is a problem. So that's not how we operate. I personally oversee our claims team, and I'm directly involved in the handling of significant claims and the key decisions making process throughout the litigation process. So you will always have access to me directly and to my team. I often describe my role as a claims concierge. So when important decisions are being made and you will not be on the outside, I give you my word that you will have a seat at the table. There's no phone trees, no automated systems, no delays in getting connected to the right person. Myself and my team, we have authority on these matters, and you can reach us directly. So we think that level of access makes a real difference, especially in high pressure situations. So if we could advance the slides, please. We also view our role as going beyond the claims. So my feeling is a strong program should help you prevent issues before they happen. So as part of our partnership, AO members will have access to educational resources, periodic webinars, and practical guidance to reduce risk and to strengthen your operations. Our goal here is simple: fewer incidences, better outcomes, and more stability over time. So we work with industry experts and we continuously update our approach so that the guidance you receive stays relevant to the challenges that you face. And myself and our claims team, we regularly endeavor to become experts in this space. I, being very niche focused, adventure sports and whitewater rafting, it's a huge part of the claims that I look at every day. So that's a differentiator from a generalist that might handle a slip and fall in the morning, might get a case for an auto accident in the afternoon. I look to learn every day and become more of an expert in this space. I was my pleasure to attend the AO annual conference for the past 2 years, and I go there really just to learn. I'm not there to sell insurance or to any type of a marketing effort. I'm simply there. I want to hear how you speak. I want to hear the challenges you face and what your businesses are. I had a claim yesterday and learned what a strainer was. So, I'm sure many of you know I had to stop the adjuster and say, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I'm showing how green I am, but what's a strainer? So, and that's something I learned yesterday, and I hope that I'll learn something new today, and I'm hoping to get out on the river myself sometime soon.
We'll
So
have to make that
finally,
happen for you, John.
thank you. Hopefully I don't run into any strainers. If you could advance that slide for me, Karen. So really just to wrap up my section, I simply want to say that this is, again, about a long-term partnership. America Outdoors was looking for a partner that would invest in the relationship, to stay engaged, and to continually improve the program over time. And that's exactly how we will approach this. So We're committed to not just providing coverage, but to supporting your business and helping you manage risk and being a consistent resource as your needs evolve. So I'll close with a heartfelt thank you to everyone and turn it back to Leslie.
You're muted, Leslie.
That never happens. All right. I wanted to say thank you as well. And also thank you for taking the time. I know it is a super busy time of year. We know insurance is just one part of that business, of your business, but it's a really important one. And our goal here is to provide something that's practical, flexible, and really built for the realities of how you operate. So happy to talk more about it with you one-on-one if you want to connect. But also, we would love to hear any questions that you have.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Thank you both so much. And, for what it's worth, obviously this is a new thing just launched, but we've been hearing from folks that are certainly echoing that it's been really easy to get in touch with you and that you're providing all the information they need, certainly about the program, but beyond that as well. So not surprising, but appreciated.
Thank you.
We have some questions that have come in before. We had one that I'll start with here in the chat. Michelle asked, do you offer workers' compensation?
We sure do. And in most states, I'll give that disclaimer, that qualifier. But yes, in most states, we do offer workers' compensation.
Yeah. If you want to expand on that too, feel free to raise your hand. We can unmute you. If anyone wants to. Yeah, there we go, Michelle. You can jump in if you want, Michelle.
Can you hear me? Whoa.
We can hear four of you.
I don't know why that is. Okay, so we have, shoot, I don't know how to figure this. We have a I'm going to type it.
Also, thanks, John and Crystal, for telling me my face was up on the screen. Sorry about that, you guys. Somebody should have told me. Thank you.
Who needs slideshows? So Michelle's writing in the chat here. We have several part-time guides from a variety of states. In how many states do you have workers, or do you provide workers' compensation?
Okay, so I would say, so there's monopolistic states that we cannot write in. You have to go directly to the Department of Insurance for that. Then there is a handful that require you to work directly with their state insurance program. So I would say we're available in the majority of the states that you have. And so we can talk about which states those are where your part-time guides are. It shouldn't be a problem.
Great. The next question that I think we had in there was, is CBIZ the actual underwriter, or who is writing the policy?
Oh, good question. Yeah.
And sorry, Michelle, I missed your follow-up, but we'll come back to, well, actually, you know what? I'll put off the other question. Michelle, you're still on. We'll go to that other one next. So she's also wondering if you offer auto liability in addition to general liability.
Sure. That's a good question. We are offering our core coverages that we're talking about getting the discount with is with our general liability, our inland marine for your equipment and for your property. But besides that, we also offer commercial auto, workers' comp, like you were talking about, excess liability. So those are all additional options that we have available too.
And this is something that came up, I think, in some of our early conversations. And it might be worth, so I think feel free to jump in and correct me, right? But I think it's the core lines of coverage when we're talking about the partnership and what that provides in addition to anything else. The partnership extends to those three core lines of coverage, and that is what is eligible for this exclusive discount. But you can still bundle separately from that additional lines of coverage like auto, right? It just wouldn't be subject to those discounts. Is there a clear way
That's
to frame that, Leslie, than I just did?
that's a really good comment, actually, because the discount is you are absolutely correct. It can be combined together with other lines of business, but it is important to note that the discount is only available through our insurance program that we've developed. So, there's other
Hmm.
companies that we represent, but this is specific to our program, which I think kind of ties into Dave's question as far as who's the underwriter and who's the carrier. Um, we do have designated underwriting authority here within CBIZ for this program. So we do the underwriting here, but the claims and the paper that it's written on is backed by Hadron Specialty Insurance Company, so an A-rated carrier.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Um,
They did have a follow-up there too. Did you see that?
I did not. Go ahead, Karen.
Is there a consortium model where everyone is connected in some way, or are these standalone policies? Great work, everyone. Happy to take this offline too.
Oh, thank you.
But
So it is your own standalone policy. It's not a master policy, or you're not sharing the limits with anybody. That is a policy unique to you and your operations. And it looks like Michelle asked if you need to become a member before getting an insurance quote. Absolutely not. You can reach out and we're happy to show you what it looks like one way or the other. Um, and yes, bike tour companies are included.
Okay, and let's see. I think
no,
I
but
caught up. Oh, never mind.
yeah, I think you're good. But if anyone, and also feel free to raise your hand and I'll turn your mic on. You feel free to jump in the conversation. We'd love it.
And we do have some others that have come in that I think Karen jotted down here. I have them in front of me, Karen, but one was I think fairly top level, and you may have already covered this, but I'll just ask it just in case. How do I know if my operation qualifies for a discounted rate? Like, what's the
Uh,
easiest way to maybe to go about that is maybe a better way of framing that question.
so you could talk to us for one, but really at a high level, we're looking for most outdoor operations, rafting, climbing, hiking, lodges, fishing. I know I'm missing
Equine.
things. Equine, zip lines, yeah, trail rides, e-bikes. We're trying to be pretty broad. There's obviously some things that we can't
It
do.
might be easier to identify anything you do. What is there?
Who
Is there a
doesn't?
specific activity that you don't provide coverage for that fits within sort of the facilitated recreation space?
Yeah, we like motorcycle tours, motorized
Hmm.
motorbike tours
E-bikes,
is
yes.
one.
Motorcycles, no.
Right, yeah. I'm trying to think of something that doesn't. I know there is. We're looking
Well,
for like
it's a good sign if you're having a tough time thinking of something that
right.
doesn't.
Yeah. I know there's definitely things that I haven't been
No
able to do.
skydiving.
Okay.
Skydiving, surfing. Those are a few of the things that we don't, we want this program to be sustainable. So we are trying to keep it to those core activities that are something that you take your family to do, or activities that don't put you on the edge of the cliff, but you
Hmm.
step back.
Another related one that I'll jump to because that came in advance, but I'll jump to this one because I think it is related is for members who run multiple types of trips, like meaning combined trips, I think primarily. So rafting, hunting, horseback, like and lodging as part of a bundle. Would this program, the way the question came in, would this program accommodate mixed use operations and coverage, or is it structured around a single activity type for this particular program coverage?
Oh, we
Assuming that
have
it's a covered activity generally.
exactly. Yes. So yes, we can cover multiple activities on one policy. If they fall within our eligibility list, then for sure we can do it all together and not have to separate that out.
And Michelle's has a follow-up that is related, I think, to sort of the coverage applicability there. Michelle asks, is there
Right.
coverage for international bike tours, tours that they operate partnering with an operator in another country?
That would have been a good one for me to mention when you asked what we don't do. So international operations within the program we can't do. We can do them outside of the program, but as far as the core, lines of business, international is one that's pretty limited right now.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking at the
And
questions. See. Oh, go ahead, Leslie.
I was just going to back up a little bit. I'm reading your question a little bit closer about if you're partnering with another operator in another country. That's something that we could probably talk about in a little bit more detail with you.
So another one that came in that may go back to what you covered, John, in your portion, but is beyond potential. So feel free to say see previous coverage, but beyond potential premium savings, what might CBIZ offer to help reduce claims and improve operations over time? Like, and then the follow-up question that they put in here is, why would I switch from my current company?
So some of the risk management, number one, we're developing some educational materials. So we'll be doing several throughout the year. And really the theme of those will be risk management and, good safety procedures. They'll be delivered both from our internal team, and we'll be engaging outside experts for those as well. Um, we're working, and this is not completely developed yet, but we're working on potential waiver review and waiver drafting, a program along those lines, which we will make
Hmm.
available to America Outdoors. I can tell you from a claims perspective that it's really one of the first things we look at. It is just a critical in your defense, and it is so nuanced that just punctuation or the structure of that waiver in certain states, a plaintiff's attorney will look at it and throw it out immediately, that it's just no good. So we want to make sure that you are positioned with, not only with good waivers, but with good waiver procedures to make sure that what are we doing if a minor has to sign it? What things do we have in place to make sure that this is fail safe and that everybody is
Hmm.
signing this waiver as they should. So that's a major initiative on my team right now, and more to come on that as we move through the year. But waiver review will be a critical thing that we'll offer. Also looking to develop some real core resources that we can make available for critical incident response. So after something has happened, what evidence should you be collecting? How should your staff be instructed when they're contacted by third-party investigators or from the media? Like what should those be? So our hope on these that number one, we want to minimize the number of incidents that you have, and number two, we want to make sure you're well equipped that when an incident does happen, that you have that checklist mentality. Okay, this happened. I know what the plan is, and boom, we're going to follow it. So more to come on a
That's
lot of that,
huge.
but
I mean,
we
the waiver bit alone, I'll still get emails from folks, and I'm happy to take emails anytime. But when they ask me for feedback on their liability release, like, I really cannot. I really should not. These are highly technical and oftentimes very specific. Well, almost every time very specific to state, to activity, to everything else. Yeah, and I mean, you're reiterating things that some of our experts who come speak at the conference say as well. But that would be a huge service to just be bundled in.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. And just like you, we are often asked to, hey, could you take a look at this waiver? And this is what I do
Yeah.
for a living. I look at it, but I am very reluctant to opine on anybody's waiver because it is so nuanced. And
Yep.
that's why we're taking our time to be very deliberate. Like, I'd rather not offer you a waiver review program than offer you one that's half baked. So,
Hmm.
but our interests are aligned. Obviously, it's your business reputation, and that's affected by this. But at the end of the day, we don't love writing big settlement checks. So, we're all in alignment in what our goals are.
Hmm. So I think there's a couple other questions that came in advance. And again, apologies. I'm just looking at the list, but apologies if you already covered it. But one is if I already have coverage through CBIZ, am I automatically enrolled in the AO program benefits?
We will definitely look at it at renewal. And one of the specific questions we're asking is if you are an AO member. And what we need is your membership number. And that's kind of what gets us going. And that will definitely be applied.
Yeah, thanks. I think that's a big one too. We've had that discussion. It comes with a renewal. So if you're already under contract, like it starts with your next renewal. So I wanted to make sure that was clear. And I know you mentioned it in the presentation. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you need membership numbers, just send us a message. That's super easy. It takes me just a second to find.
Yes. Thank you for being so responsive on those. So.
Oh, hey, I have great news, and I'll get back to a question. But John Dillon put in here, and thanks, John. I've been tracking this. I have it up on my other screen, the Arizona legislative status, but Arizona will soon be adopting new state legislation that makes Grand Canyon specific outfitter liability waivers enforceable by law.
That is fantastic.
Huge.
Yeah, it's on. And with that, should we expect a premium reduction? Nice.
Of course.
Walked you right down that road.
You should sure push for it, John. And
Yes,
congratulations.
keep
That is an
asking.
enormous accomplishment and a
Congratulations.
huge effort.
Yes,
It's
yes.
definitely a step in the right direction for stabilization of rates because
Sounds
that's
like a tentative yes, John, or a hard maybe.
hard, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. There's another one related to sort of policy timing that came in. So, and I just going off list that you have here, Karen, but I think the
Mhm.
question is if my policy doesn't renew until later in the year, can I get a quote now and time the switch to my renewal date, or is there a specific enrollment window tied to AO membership cycles?
You you can get it anytime after June 1st. So you can find out now, yes, what that potential savings would be. And then we just need you to have a membership before you move forward. And then so that can happen anytime during the year, unless Karen, you tell me differently, but that can you can apply for a membership anytime.
We can get you a
Yeah.
membership any day.
Yes.
Yeah, as I understand that question is saying, like, let's say I'm a current client with, and I'm not sure if this is the same, but individual, but let's say I currently have coverage through CBIZ. My policy doesn't renew. I'm just making stuff up, but until August, can I get a quote now and then like join AO in the meantime if I'm not already a member? Uh, I think that's the hypothetical, and the
That was
answer is
it.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
nailed it.
Yep.
Yes.
Feels like I made that harder than it really was. Let's see. Did I miss anything in here? There's a question about what types of coverage are included, but oh no, I already asked that one. I think those are the ones that. Am I missing one, Karen? I think those are the ones that we had coming in advance, right? I mean, I'm sure there are more. Um,
I
and we have some
think
FAQ, or CBIZ has some FAQs on the landing page that answer some additional ones, but I think those are the ones we got in advance.
those were the ones that came to me. Yes, I think that's it.
But we still do have some time here if anybody else
Yeah. Does
in
anyone
the
else
webinar has a question.
want to ask a question or share a comment? How do we go about getting a quote? Great. Leslie?
Very good question. You can go to our website or you can give us a call either way. And maybe we can post our website in the chat. Would that be helpful?
Yeah.
Let me grab a copy of it. And it's at adventuresportsinsurance.cbiz.com. And there's a get a quote link on there, and it'll lead you to an online application that will then get responded to, and we'll give you a call or a quote from that. So. Let's see.
I think Jesse has linked it to hosts and panelists. Yep. Thanks, Jesse. There we go. Okay. I'll give you just a second if anyone else has
Maybe
anything.
maybe in the meantime, Leslie, as you've started, or Leslie and John, as you've been already fielding some calls, are there questions that we didn't sort of go over that have been coming up?
I don't think so. I think the timing of it was one of the bigger questions. And then no, I can't think of anything that's causing concern.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I would say then again, let's thank you all for your time. Thank you for joining us for this. CBIZ, America Outdoors, members and board members, and everybody who invested in this program. It's starting off big and it seems like it's going to be great. So we have a ton of gratitude for all the work that has gone into this. Thanks for making time. Erin, do you have
Thank you.
anything else?
No, just gratitude. Thank you. I mean, it was a ton of work, and that even came on the heels of an immense amount of work that you put into creating sort of the structure for this program before we got into details. And I'm really, really excited. It's rare to be able to provide it's not solving the problem of insurance, right? Like that's not a solvable problem. That's just too big. It's solving the problem of climate change, but it is meaningfully addressing something that our members and that, that folks that you work with have felt as a pain point, while also sort of recognizing the professionalism and expertise that goes along with being an AO member and participating in that ongoing education. And, as John was pointing out, reinforcing all of that ongoing education, making us all better. So I'm really proud to be able to offer this to the industry and to AO members. And I'm just really deeply appreciative for the CBIZ team and all the work that you put into making this reality. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you all. Have a great afternoon.
Too.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.